U.S. swimmers respond to criticism with record-breaking performance at World Championships. When it comes to the world of competitive swimming, few stories are as compelling as that of the U.S. swimmers, who, despite emerging victorious at the World Championships, find themselves at the center of intense scrutiny and criticism. Picture this: deep in the night in Singapore, as Friday transitions into Saturday, a scathing Instagram post begins to circulate among the swimming community in the United States. For many members of Team USA, this unsettling image awaited them on their phones on the brink of a significant day in the competition. The post features a tombstone that reads, "In loving memory of United States swimming, 1980 to 2025, aged 45. They set the bar high until they stopped reaching for it." Accompanying this morbid memento, the originator, Lochte, shared added commentary suggesting, "Call it a funeral or call it a fresh start. We've got 3 years." Another swimmer, Phelps, who reshared the meme, posed a provocative question. Is this the wake-up call USA Swimming needed? Let's find out. Given the identities of these Instagram users, both of whom are established champions with a staggering total of 40 Olympic medals between them, their critical remarks directed at USA Swimming ignited a firestorm. Consequently, throughout the remainder of the competition in Singapore, the current Team USA members felt compelled to respond to this critique through both their statements and their performances. Sunday's final event of the championships took on added significance for Team USA. A talented quartet of American women, Regan Smith specializing in backstroke, Kate Douglas in breaststroke, Gretchen Walsh in butterfly, and Tori Husky in freestyle, delivered an astounding performance in the women's 4x100-meter medley relay, shattering the world record with a time of 3 minutes and 49.34 seconds to clinch the gold medal. This triumph not only marked the 9th gold medal for the Americans at this meet, but it also solidified their position atop the medal table, surpassing Australia, which secured 8 golds and a total of 20 medals. Husky shared her thoughts with reporters after the event, stating, "I believe this not only sends a message to the world, but also a significant message internally within our team. We are the only ones who truly comprehend what we endured and how challenging it was. The fact that we were able to rise above so much speaks volumes, and I consider it inspiring." Jack Alexey, an American sprint star, echoed this sentiment after he played a pivotal role in helping Team USA capture a bronze in the men's 4x100 medley relay with an electrifying final leg. "We definitely took note of the Instagram post, and it was quite disheartening," he admitted. "Our team is held to a standard of excellence, and when we fall short of that, it's natural to encounter criticism. But rather than discourage us, it serves as motivation for the future. I believe it fired us up a little bit, and we'll carry that motivation forward." As the members of Team USA, particularly its leadership, prepare for a well-deserved summer break, the sharp remarks from Phelps and Lochte, which seemed to focus more on the administrators of USA Swimming than the athletes themselves, loom large in the narrative leading into the 2028 Summer Games in Los Angeles. Rowdy Gaines, NBC's lead swimming commentator and a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, emphasized the gravity of the situation, stating, "We are upon the most critical 3 years in the history of this sport, and every moment counts." He pointed out that USA Swimming has been functioning without a full-time CEO for almost a year, describing the organization as rudderless and in dire need of a complete reset. This World Championship will likely be remembered for the unfortunate stomach virus that swept through much of the American team, resulting in late withdrawals, unexpected relay changes, and performances that were not up to par, all of which may have impacted the overall medal tally. Greg Meehan, the recently appointed national team director for USA Swimming, spoke to Peacock about the team's struggles, seemingly addressing the criticisms from Phelps and Lochte. "Many people lack insight into the challenges our group has faced unless they were part of this trip. The obstacles were immense. When you have athletes losing 15 to 20 pounds due to illness, that's a significant issue. They persevered through it all, and they are a remarkably tough team. They didn't let that viral Instagram post dictate how they viewed their journey as a team. This competition is also noteworthy for featuring standout performances, particularly from freestyle legend Katie Ledecky, who secured gold in both the 1,500 and 800-meter events, along with 2 more medals, bringing her total gold medals at World Championships to 23 and overall count to 30, putting her just behind Phelps. However, this meet served as a sobering reminder of the narrowing gap between the once dominant Team USA and the global swimming community. 2 examples are the standout male and female swimmers, Summer McIntosh of Canada and Léon Marchand representing France, who not only excelled in their respective competitions, but will also train together for the next 3 years at the University of Texas under the guidance of Bob Bowman, Michael Phelps's longtime coach. McIntosh, who has announced her intent to join Bowman's program this fall, claimed 4 individual gold medals in Singapore, narrowly missing a 5th due to her fierce competition against Ledecky in the 800 freestyle. Meanwhile, Marchand showcased his prowess by clinching victories in both the 200 and 400 individual medley events, titles he also won at the recent 2024 Paris Games. Unlike previous competitions, Team USA faced a disappointing milestone at this meet, with no American swimmers reaching the finals in an event for the first time. Only one male swimmer from the USA, Luca Orlando in the 200 fly, managed to secure an individual gold, matching their performance tally from the Paris Games. When asked how he plans to improve Team USA in the lead-up to the 2028 Los Angeles Games, Meehan responded, "Everything. Even in the events where we excel, we cannot become complacent. The rest of the world is advancing. We're going to conduct a comprehensive evaluation of all our events. This is just our starting point. And despite the challenges we faced, I am genuinely excited about our future performance." So, as we look ahead to Los Angeles 2028, one must ponder, how can Team USA reclaim its dominance? What steps should they take to close the gap with the rising global competitors? Let's hear your thoughts. Rowdy Gaines calls for change in U.S. swimming amid World Championship struggles. American swimming is facing a crisis, and Olympic legend Rowdy Gaines isn't holding back. He's calling for major changes after a disappointing performance at the World Championships in Singapore. But is it just a temporary setback, or are deeper issues at play? Let's dive in. Gaines, a celebrated 3-time Olympic gold medalist and current NBC swimming commentator, didn't mince words in a recent interview with the Associated Press. He expressed serious concerns about the current state of American swimming, particularly after the team's struggles at the World Championships in Singapore. The U.S. team's performance has been far from dominant, and Gaines believes significant adjustments are needed to get back on track. Several factors contributed to the underwhelming performance. The team was hit with a nasty case of acute gastroenteritis, contracted at their training camp in Thailand before even arriving in Singapore. And this is the part most people miss. USA Swimming, the sport's governing body in the United States, has been without a permanent CEO for a full year, creating a leadership vacuum at the top. While the Americans did manage a late surge on the second-to-last day of the championships, securing 3 gold medals and ultimately leading Australia with 8 gold medals to their 7, Gaines argues that this doesn't mask the underlying problems. He bluntly described the governing body as rudderless. To emphasize his point, he asked a pointed question. Can you imagine any corporation going for a year without a CEO? This year's struggles aren't an isolated incident. The American team also underperformed at the Paris Olympics the previous year. Although they topped the medal table, their 8 gold medals represented their lowest total since the 1988 Seoul Olympics. "We're far from killing it," Gaines stated plainly in a telephone interview. "It's a major struggle, and we can't hide our heads in the sand and say this is just a blip. Gaines revealed that he's been in frequent contact with Greg Meehan, the national team director who was appointed just 4 months prior to the championships. Meehan also serves as the head coach in Singapore. The exact number of affected swimmers hasn't been disclosed, but Meehan confirmed that the overwhelming majority of the team has gone through something. During the championships, Greg and I have been going back and forth in a very good way, very positive, Gaines said, expressing confidence in Meehan's abilities. He believes Meehan is a strong choice for the role, but acknowledges that he hasn't had enough time to implement significant changes. Gaines emphasized that the primary focus is the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, suggesting that these World Championships are a less critical benchmark. I think he's going to be great, Gaines said of Meehan. He's got that calm reserve. He had great success at Stanford. He's coached some of the best swimmers ever. I think he's a good choice. He's just walking into a bit of a landmine. Like many observers, Gaines questioned the decision to hold the training camp in Thailand. He pointed out that global swimming has become increasingly competitive, with numerous countries capable of defeating the Americans. Interestingly, many elite international athletes choose to train in the United States. For example, Leon Marchand of France trains at the University of Texas at Austin, and Summer McIntosh of Canada will be joining Bob Bowman's training group there this fall. Bowman, of course, is renowned as the former coach of American swimming icon Michael Phelps. You can blame it on the illness. You can blame it on the inexperience. Most of these kids have never been in this situation. And you can blame it on logistics, Gaines said. Thailand doesn't make sense to me in the first place. But here's where it gets controversial. Gaines also placed some responsibility on what he perceives as the state of today's athletes. I think in some cases there's an entitlement for a lot of these kids. They feel like I should be in the finals of the World Championships. And I can still do the peripheral stuff and not worry about making it all the way. I think there needs to be a more focused attitude on the task at hand, he added. Is he right? Is a sense of entitlement hindering the performance of some American swimmers? Gaines also highlighted the common phenomenon of swimmers struggling in the year following the Olympics. After dedicating themselves to a 4-year cycle, the motivation to start anew can be challenging. It just beats you up because mentally and physically you are focused on 4 straight years, and the post-Olympic year can beat some people up, he explained. The post-Olympics is a real thing for all athletes, whether you're from China or the United States. On a more optimistic note, Gaines expressed excitement about the potential of 10 to 15 young American male swimmers, including Luca Orlando, the 200-meter butterfly champion, and the only American man to win gold in the first 5 days of the championships. The women are already very good, Gaines added, suggesting that the challenges are more pronounced on the men's side. Gaines reiterated that the prolonged absence of a CEO at USA Swimming is a significant problem. Tim Hinchey resigned from the position a year ago, and his replacement, Chrissy Rawak, stepped down after only a few days. I do think changes need to be made. There needs to be a complete reset, Gaines concluded. But I don't think the sky is falling. But there needs to be some great leadership. Whoever they hire, is the lack of leadership the biggest issue facing USA Swimming? Or are there other factors, like training locations or athlete attitudes, that deserve more attention? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Bobby Finke fires back at critics after USA's medal surge at World Championships. Bobby Finke responds to foolish criticism of the U.S. at World Championships. In a bold move, Olympic champion Bobby Finke has stepped up to defend Team USA against what he describes as weak and foolish criticism regarding their performance at the World Championships. This comes in light of a significant challenge the team faced: a widespread outbreak of acute gastroenteritis during the 2025 World Aquatics Championships held in Singapore. Finke concluded the event on a high note, securing a bronze medal in the men's 1500 freestyle. reminiscent of his gold medal win at the Paris Olympics, which marked the American men's first individual Olympic gold in swimming. Finke expressed his frustration with the commentary surrounding the team, stating, "Many people are eager to speculate about what's happening behind the scenes, and while some of their observations hold truth, I disagree with the notion that our swimmers are entitled. That's a weak assertion." He acknowledged that the USA Swimming Organization should ideally have a CEO by now, but emphasized that this leadership gap would not alter their competitive spirit. The criticism directed at the U.S. team has been widespread. Notably, Lochte shared a meme on social media depicting a gravestone with the name of USA Swimming, symbolizing the perceived decline of the program's status as a global swimming powerhouse. This post was notably shared by swimming legend Michael Phelps. Additionally, Olympic gold medalist and NBC commentator Rowdy referred to USA Swimming as rudderless, highlighting the prolonged search for a new CEO that has yet to yield results. In terms of performance, the U.S. men's team, once a dominant force, managed to secure only 6 individual medals in Paris, with Finke's gold complemented by 2 silver and 3 bronze medals. They also achieved gold in the 400 free relay and silver in both the medley and 800 free events. The championships in Singapore began poorly for the U.S., with only 2 gold medals earned in the first 3 days. However, the team rallied impressively, finishing at the top of the medal standings with 9 golds, 1 more than Australia, 11 silvers, and 9 bronzes, totaling 29 medals. A significant portion of these medals came from the women's events, which accounted for 18 medals, 7 gold, 8 silver, and 5 bronze. Jack Alexey, who earned a bronze in the 50 free and a silver in the 100, expressed disappointment over the criticism, stating, "We are aware of the expectations placed on us, and when we fall short, it invites criticism. However, this only fuels our motivation for future competitions. It has certainly ignited a fire within us to strive for excellence." Finke is not alone in his defense. Lily King also took to social media to highlight the quietness of Phelps and Lochte following a strong performance on night 6, tagging both in her post. Regan Smith, after contributing to a world record-setting 400 medley relay, declared on Instagram, "USA Swimming is alive and well," following her impressive haul of relay gold and 4 individual silvers. "It's not over until it's over," Smith remarked after the medley relay. "Team USA knows how to finish strong. This sends a positive message to viewers who may have doubted us. We are at the start of a long quad, and I believe it will be a successful one. We've shown that we can achieve a higher gold medal count than we did in Fukuoka, despite facing incredibly challenging circumstances. I'm genuinely excited about what lies ahead for us." Finke, reflecting on his bronze medal win after finishing 4th in the 800 free, questioned the negativity surrounding the team. "I don't understand the anger. We also competed in Thailand, a resort with a solid reputation. It's unpredictable what can happen in these situations. Challenges arise, and it's part of the sport. Why not choose a reputable location? You can never please everyone. I have a lot on my mind, and while I'm disappointed, I will continue to support my teammates, regardless of the criticism they face."